Well, welcome back to Knightscope's channel on a mission to make the United States the safest country in the world, discussing the stock, where the company's going, investor related questions. We have William Santana Lee joining as always, the CEO. Welcome back, sir.
Hey, good to see you, Kyle. How are you doing?
Living the dream in this very controversial world, to say the least. And I want to,
Controversy. There's no controversy. Everything runs so smoothly. Everyone's like fully aligned.
yeah, you wish. I mean, you're doing a great job, I think, at kind of hitting the nail on the head here with some recent tweets. Because I mean, you recently tweeted about, what Knightscope has done in the last few months. You've been combating some of these investor questions, and I wouldn't mind diving into this with that first tweet, which I will probably just throw up on the screen so people can see what I'm abbreviating to. But you mentioned quite a few things the company has done, everything from nailing down millions in new contracts to renewals that are lasting up to 8 years or longer. Do you want to just kind of give us a broad view of where you see the company today?
That was a long, long list. And what people don't realize is I get, thousands of messages, on every possible medium. And what I've been trying to do is just try to consolidate them into, you know, something that could be helpful for a wider audience because I'm getting all kinds of private conversations going on. So some of the folks are like, you guys need to go work on this. What's the plan? And I'm like, well, we're working the plan that we announced early in the year. And here's the long list of stuff that we've been doing. And, we're only partway through the 2024 fiscal year. And that includes, dramatic reductions in the size of the management team. We brought in a brand new board, which we're really excited about. We've been on track, cutting payroll expense by up to 30%, uh, moving around stuff so that we can minimize our real estate footprint and get the number of facilities down. Um, Helping or having our suppliers and partners leverage them to better help the production process. Bunch of internal changes. We launched a brand new department, risk and threat exposure analyst that we hired that we call affectionately RTX. Been doing a great job. I mean, the list is so long, but what I want to assure our investors and supporters is like we're working the problem, and we told you we're going to make sure that the company continues to work towards profitability and improving quality and throughput and everything else. And it's all that blocking and tackling that needs to happen for that to occur.
Yeah, and you kind of again hit the nail on the head here, but I love this one tweet when you say, from investors, how can you possibly be sitting there so calmly? Isn't the sky falling, or do you even still believe in the company? I don't see how this gets fixed, but as you mentioned, we're in a tougher market environment, and this is where I believe companies prove that they can thrive heading into the next bull cycle. Because obviously, every company from the scale of Tesla to venture capital, it's been incredibly tough for a lot of companies out there. So maybe just, how do you guys kind of see this moving forward? You want to head to profitability, you're doing what it takes here. Maybe just talk about, where you kind of see the end of 2024 taking you.
Again, we're going to be a broken record here. We're going to work the plan that we said we're going to go do and just keep executing. And yeah, things are difficult, but you can't just kind of ride the wave and when everything's fine. And the reason I can sit here reasonably calm in addressing all these issues is experience. And we've been through horrifyingly worse situations. There was a point in time when the company had no revenue. There was a point in time when we didn't have any facilities. We didn't have a team. We didn't have brand. We didn't have, a balance sheet. We didn't have anything. We didn't have a ticker symbol. We were private. Like there's a ton of stuff that we never had. And like, yeah, there's some issues, but we've got a bunch of assets to leverage. And that includes a relentless team that wakes up every morning in Silicon Valley and across the country, working on an honorable mission. So I'm thinking 2024, as I mentioned on some of the town halls, it's going to be a little choppy, and that's kind of the consequences of making a bunch of changes. Like you're not going to make a bunch of changes and everything's all going to be, nice and linear. You're going to have a choppy year. And I think a year from now, the company's going to be dramatically in a different spot. And that's why I'm excited about it. And I'm very bullish on Knightscope's future. And I know we're making all the hard decisions that, for whatever reasons, weren't able to be made over the last couple of years. and now we're making them. So we're pretty excited to right the ship.
Yeah, I really appreciate the clerical conviction, I'll say, but I'll pass it off to the viewers. We'd love to know what you think, and definitely consider subscribing, because when the story evolves, of course, we'll bring it to you here. But on that note, as always, we look forward to catching you in the next one.
And don't forget to download the future at knightscope.com/rise. There's a shiny new investor presentation there for you. See you on the other side.